Red Dead Redemption 2 gave us one of the most heartbreaking character arcs in gaming history. But what if Arthur Morgan didn't die on that mountain? Today we're diving deep into an alternate timeline, one where Arthur lives and the world of Red Dead changes forever. With each passing day, Arthur begins to forge a new life, moving away from the shadows of his past. He starts to rebuild connections with his fellow gang members, creating moments filled with laughter and hope as they all dream of a brighter future together. As Arthur rides through the serene valley, he feels the weight of his choices lift, embracing the beauty of the world around him. A letter from Mary rekindles old feelings, sparking hope for a future that he once thought was lost. Let's be clear, Arthur was dying from tuberculosis. But what if he found early treatment in Saint Denis? What if he left the gang earlier with help from Rainfalls or Mary Linton? Or he never got infected in the first place? We explore 3 survival scenarios that keep Arthur alive. In this first scenario, Arthur finds himself in a bright and clean clinic in Saint Denis, where the medical staff is actively treating him. A nurse beams at him, suggesting that he might finally have a chance at life. In another possibility, we see Arthur joyfully riding a horse alongside Rainfalls, and Mary Linton, their laughter echoing through the air, illustrating a strong bond that could have led him to a different fate. In the next scenario, Arthur sits at a wooden table in a cozy cabin, pouring his heart into a letter addressed to his gang members, filled with hope and reflections on his journey toward recovery. Finally, we find Arthur walking through a sunlit forest completely free from the shadows of illness, as vibrant greenery and the melodic chirping of birds surround him, symbolizing a fresh start. With Arthur alive, John's path would shift drastically. Would he still leave the gang? Would Arthur help him avoid the events of Red Dead 1? Would Dutch be taken down sooner? Arthur and John could build a future, together. As they sat around the campfire, Arthur shared stories of his dreams for a better life, igniting a flame of hope in John's heart. Riding side by side through a peaceful valley, they felt the weight of the world lift slightly, knowing they could face whatever lay ahead together. In the days that followed, Arthur dedicated time to train John, honing their skills, while the sun shone bright overhead. By the river, Arthur patiently taught John how to fish, deepening their friendship and proving that they could build a life filled with purpose. Dutch would face consequences much earlier. Arthur's survival and his voice might expose Dutch's madness before it spreads. Micah would be exposed. The gang could splinter peacefully. Dutch's legend would end not in fire, but in silence. With Arthur alive, Charles might stay and build the ranch. Sadie could find peace, not vengeance. Tilly, Javier, and the rest could go separate ways, but with closure. Arthur's influence would ripple through all of them. Arthur's strength would forge a path toward healing. The whispers of the past would be replaced by laughter and shared memories. A bond formed through struggle, now blossoming into friendship. Each member of the gang would find their own way, weaving their stories together into a legacy that transcends their turbulent history. Imagine a final mission where Arthur helps John fake his death, or saves him from Ross entirely. This is not the ending we got, but maybe the one we needed. Arthur Morgan died a hero, but if he had lived, perhaps he would have changed the West forever. What do you think Arthur would have done? Picture Arthur Morgan kneeling beside a campfire, writing his thoughts in a worn leather journal, reflecting on his past. As he pens down his memoirs, his presence looms larger than life in the whispers of a crowded saloon where patrons recognize the legend he has become. Visualize John Marston sitting on a wooden barrel, captivated by Arthur's tales of their shared adventures as laughter fills the evening air. In the backdrop, a serene landscape unfolds, with horses galloping across rolling hills at dawn, embodying the freedom and hope that Arthur imagined for the West.